Welcome everybody to this live workshop. Some of you may know me, and if you don't know me, I'll just have a quick introduction about me very soon. First of all, I want to say a big thank you, and I want to appreciate all of you for being here. Wherever you are in the world. I'm at the moment in Vietnam, and some of you are in Lebanon, some of you are in Egypt and other countries. So wherever you're joining from, I really appreciate you for your commitment and for being here, because a lot of people sign up for a workshop and they forget about it, but you guys have made it here. So I really appreciate you. And I promise that I will make it well worth your time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so that I can share some really good content with you that will help you to get more customers for your coaching business and to basically grow your coaching business. All right, so let's do that. So if you can see my screen, please type yes in the chat. If you can see my screen, please type yes in the chat box, because sometimes the technology can be a bit funny. So if you can see my screen, please type yes in the chat. Okay, great. Thank you for doing that. So the topic of today's workshop is the 3 proven steps to build a successful coaching business, even if you are a total beginner and don't know where to start. Now, I had some interaction with a few of you before we got started. So even if you have some experience already, whatever type of coaching or consulting or training you do, the things that I'm about to share with you will benefit you and will help you to help more people get more clients and grow your coaching business. All right. So just a quick introduction about me. My name is Aki. You can call me, my name is Akhilesh actually, but you can call me Aki. And my journey as a coach started back in 2017. And when I initially got started, I was, trying to get many clients as possible, trying to help as many people as possible. But the problem that I had, the big challenge that I had when I got started was that I did not know how to get clients. I did not know anything about the business side of being a coach, how to do marketing, how to do selling, how do you talk to a prospective client, all of these things. So what I did was I worked with a coaching and training company based in Bangkok, Thailand. And over the years, I understood the business side. And when I started to get paying clients, what I wanted to do was to help other coaches around the world to understand the same thing, to master the business side so that they can actually impact other people's lives and make a difference. So over the years, I started to do seminars, I started to do online coaching, online training, and all of these things over the last almost 5 years now is about one main thing, and that is to help coaches succeed, get more clients, and grow their coaching business and impact thousands of people's lives. In fact, I'm just curious. So everybody who has joined us today, if you decided to become a coach because you're passionate about helping people, just type me in the chat box. So if you decided to become a coach because you want to help people, please put me in the chat box. All right, great. Interesting. I think all of us have this thing in common, right? We want to make a difference in other people's life. We want to help other people. So great. Thank you, Naji, for your contribution. All right. Good. So here are usually the top 5 challenges coaches face. So the first one is, we are good at coaching, but lack in business knowledge. And this was true for me when I first got started. And all of the clients that I help right now are new coaches who are good in coaching, but they lack the business skill. They lack the business knowledge. And one of the major realizations that I had when I first started out was coaching people is one thing, but you can't coach anybody if you don't have any clients, right? So in order to get the clients, whether we like it or not, we need to learn the business side of coaching and become good at it so that it provides us people, provides us clients so that we can coach them and help them change their life. So the second part is not confident in selling. So this again, one of the limiting beliefs that I had when I first got started was, I thought selling was too hard, and I felt very difficult in asking people for money. Because I felt like I'm trying to force somebody to buy something. But so one of my mentors told me something very powerful. He said that, Aki, if you don't like the word selling, just call it helping. Because at the end of the day, when you are selling your coaching or your training or your consulting, mainly your coaching and your training, you're basically helping people. Because when they, pay you money and they invest their time and energy with you, they are taking it seriously, they're taking the action, and they are basically producing a result. So basically, you're helping people through your coaching business. The third one is, how do you decide the right pricing for your coaching services? And a little bit later in our workshop, I'll go into some of the details about that so that you can know how to do the pricing. So the fourth part is how to introduce yourself and what you do as a coach. So this is very, very powerful, especially when you do networking, when you go to conferences or seminars or networking events, and even online when people message you and ask you maybe on your Facebook or your Instagram or your LinkedIn or any other platform, how do you introduce yourself and what you do as a coach, right? So the last one is not knowing how to use social media to get clients. Now, like I said, there are many different medias. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's LinkedIn, and a few others. So personally, I use LinkedIn a lot because, in my experience, LinkedIn is very powerful and it gives you quality clients. So whichever media it is, the strategy to attract clients are very, very similar. So I'll go deeper into that very soon. In fact, if you can relate with some of these challenges, if you've ever faced some of these challenges, type number 1 in the chat. I'm just curious to see if some of you have faced any of these challenges before. If you have felt that you're good at coaching, but you lack your business knowledge or not confident in selling or not sure how to decide the pricing or any other challenge that I just mentioned, please type number 1 in the chat. Hello, are you guys still there? Don't see anybody in the chat. All right, good. So let's keep moving forward and go to the next part. So today I'm going to share with you the 3 proven steps to build a successful coaching business. And I'm going to give you an overview about these 3 things in the first slide, and then we go deeper into each of these things. So step number 1 is what I call attract. So basically, attract is about mainly only one thing, which is identifying who your ideal clients are and setting up strategies that are practical and can be implemented to attract your ideal clients, your dream clients, both online and offline. Step number 2 is about amplify, which is basically building trust, building a relationship with the people in your audience and growing that audience so that people trust you and they see you as a person who's authentic and they can trust you with their challenges and their problems, and they basically become your client as a result of having that trust and the rapport with you. So step number 3 is acquire. So this is the most important part, because you are turning a person from a stranger, from a prospective client, into a paying customer in this step, which basically involves, creating an offer, presenting a proposal, and basically, turning that relationship from just being, somebody that into a paying customer. All right. So let's go into the details of all of these things, starting with step number 1, attract. So the gentleman you see on my right side, so for you it'll be left. So his name is Mr. Jean-François Cousin. He's from France. And some of you might have heard about International Coach Federation, ICF. It's one of the largest coaching authorities in the world. So previously, when I used to live in Thailand from 2016 to 2020, I had the opportunity to share the stage and learn from him a lot. So he is recognized as, he's one of the leading coaches in the world, especially in the world of ICF. So one of the things that I learned from him is that he said, Aki, you have to be clear about who are the customers you want to serve. If you go after everybody, it's not like a market where you can go after every customer, So if you try to go after everybody, you end up getting nobody. So one of the key things that I learned from him and many other mentors and the people that I've learned from is that it's very important to have a clear picture about who you want to attract. And everything that we communicate, whether it's in a conference, we get a chance to speak on stage, it's a networking event, or it's Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, everything we communicate about what we do has to be tailor-made to attract that specific type of person. Okay. So I want to present a case study for you, and this case study will help you to go deeper into how to implement the strategies to do the attract. So case study number one. So this is one of my clients. His name is Rafa. He is Spanish, but living in Vietnam. So Rafa successfully transitioned from his previous job into a business coach by building a sustainable, scalable selling system. So when he was, when I started working with him 3 years ago, he was a total beginner. He didn't know anything about how to set up a business, how to get clients, and how to scale his business. So today he is having one-on-one clients, doing trainings, doing coaching, doing corporate training. And all of these things came as a result of implementing a few steps. And how many of you would like to know what those steps are? If you would like to know what those steps are, type me in the chat, because I will only share with you if you're interested to know. So if you would like to know what those steps are that Rafa implemented to, become a successful coach, type me in the chat. All right, good, good. So we got some interest. That's good. All right. So here is the step-by-step process Rafa implemented. So step number one is clarity on your ideal client avatar. So what this means, so I spoke to someone, one of our participants before we got started, and she says she's in energy healing. So whatever type of coaching or consulting you're doing, whether it's energy healing, business coaching, relationship coaching, grief coaching or health coaching, whatever type of coaching or consulting or training you're doing, it's important to have a clear picture about your ideal client avatar. Who is that person, right? What are the thoughts that keep him or her up at night? What are their fears? What are their worries? What are they anxious about? All of these things, so that you can communicate them to show how you can help them overcome those challenges. Okay, so that's step number one. So especially if you are a new coach and you're just starting out, remember this, it's important to have a clear picture about your ideal client so that you can tailor make all your marketing and selling and everything, all the messaging, basically how you communicate what you do to that specific type of person. Okay, and it also involves knowing their age group. Perhaps they're young people, perhaps they're a little bit older. So whoever it is, it's important to know the age group as well. So step number two is what I call brand identity. So brand identity mainly involves three things. Okay, so who are your ideal clients? What is about what results do you help them achieve? And how is about, how you do that. It's your vehicle that you are going to use to take them from A to B. Okay, so these are the three things that involves your brand identity. In fact, I'm just curious, let's do a small activity so that you can see how to implement it. And I would like to call upon a volunteer. So I want one person who would like to volunteer and, come on a quick conversation with me. And I will show that person how to create their brand identity in about 2 to 3 minutes. So who would like to be the volunteer? I'm looking for one person who can be a volunteer for this exercise. Who would like to take up this opportunity? Okay, great. Naji, that's excellent. So if you could turn on your video camera, that's possible. And your
unfortunately, hi, how are you? Good evening for you and for your guest. Unfortunately, yeah. I'm in the street, but I wouldn't miss this opportunity to talk with you.
Okay,
so,
all right.
Here I am for this, what you are requesting. So okay, let's go on.
All right, good. So tell us a little bit, what type of coaching do you do?
In fact, I'm as a coach, I have an experience in marketing and sales. Yeah. I do teach in a specific thing in selling, handling objection, mindset, attitude, self-development a little bit, also like financial education, all of this stuff which is related to improve special parts. Like I'm special in this subject only. not like in general.
So you're basically focusing on sales coaching. Is that correct?
It's not like in sales coaching. Yes, sales coaching. Let's say it's sales coaching because, you know, like you started step by step with them, like with, first of all, attitude. Second thing in handling objection, in how to sell, how to present, how to greet, how to be inbound, outbound, sales meeting, closing the deal, handling the negotiation.
Yeah. Okay.
So all of this one, like as being in marketing and sales for a long time and training very well. So this is my my territory. So
okay, that's fantastic. And who are the type of clients that you serve?
In fact, we have a variety of clients. We work in somehow I do coaching individuals like one-on-one. And sometimes I do coach, especially for people who's working in network marketing, in network marketing, multi-level marketing, because I'm an expert in that one as well. So I do coach for some companies, like I coach it for Genèse. Now I'm coaching for GFO, for UMG, some companies, but they are in groups.
Yeah, got it.
So,
got it. Okay, so one last question I have for you. So what is the end result of your coaching? Meaning you said that you help them with attitude, handling objection, inbound, outbound.
I'm describing the sessions here, what sessions I do give, what subjects I do give. Yeah.
Got it. So at the end of all this, imagine you have a client and they go through all of these things, okay? They go through objection handling, attitude, all of these things. And what do they get at the end of it?
In fact, as you know, as we are coaching, we look for problems to solve. We provide solutions. So mostly we look for the problems that they are having, and then we provide them solutions that we are going to improve based on our history of improving sales scale or cash flow or their revenue, if they want to increase their revenue. Most of my clients, or most of our clients, which I belongs to a community, are, you know, like as a in self skills, they have improved a lot. In revenue, they have improved. In also like leveling up their sales, if you want to say.
Okay, got it. And so now, for the purpose of this activity,
because all of this because I belong to a university, or to the 10X rules of Grant Cardone. I'm licensed with the Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone guy. Okay.
Yes, I'm Grant Cardone guy.
Good. So now, for the purpose of this activity and to show how to do this brand identity for everybody who's present here, let me share an example with everybody. So I talked about three things, right? I talked about who your ideal clients are, what results you provide for them, and how you do it. So here's an example based on my business. So I help new coaches, that's a who, get paid coaching clients, that is the what, the results, through creating attractive offers and attractive coaching packages. All right. So based on the information that you shared with me, let me share an example, and you tell me from a scale of 1 to 10 how close I am. Okay. So based on what you told me, it'll be something like this. I help network marketers increase their revenue by improving their sales skill.
That's great.
Okay, from a scale of 1 to 10, how close am I?
Let's say 6, not close enough.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So, I mean, if it's not close enough, it's a good thing, because that tells us that how much we can improve. But for the purpose of this activity, I just want to show everybody that this is how, in one sentence, you can communicate what your brand stands for, whether it's sales.
Let's make it like this. We are not here. See, we are here to learn from each other, as everybody is here to do that one. Everybody have his expertise in somewhere. Everybody have his thoughts, and everybody have his own, like, let's say, like the mentality of the clients that he's working with. So mostly when we target somebody, we try our best to make a small sentence. We try to, like, what you are coaching. Let's say, like, for me, I have a simple question that I ask always for my clients. what is the thing? Like this.
Yeah.
What is the thing? If I will solve it for you, you will make 100,000 per month.
Good question. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. So
this is the
yeah.
attract point that you were talking about.
Got it. So Naji, just hold the thought there for a second. Let's move ahead with the other part of the content. I really appreciate you participating. Thank you for that. Let me just move forward, and at the end of it, if we have time, we'll still continue. All right. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Great.
I'll switch off my...
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. So guys, I hope that everybody understood how to do the brand identity for whatever type of coaching you're doing. So step number 3 is creating your own method of framework. So just going back to the example of that Naji shared, he said that he goes through certain things with his clients, which is the attitude, overcoming sales objections, and a few other things, right? So whatever type of coaching you do, think of it like a journey. So when your clients come to you first, they are at a point, let's say A in their life. So, they might be happy with a few things, but they have some issues, they have some challenges and problems, and they want to overcome those things and go to a point B in their life. So B, like the journey from A to B, that's what you're doing, basically. You're taking your clients on a journey with them. So if you can think about, creating a framework on how to reach there. Is it 3 steps, 5 steps, 7 steps, whatever it is, that is your own framework. So having a framework allows you to have a roadmap. It allows you to know your clients to know where they are going and where they are in the journey to get to that results they want. Okay. So 3 more steps to go in this part. Step number 4 is crafting your story and your elevator pitch. So basically, it's about, when people ask you about your background, why you started to do what you're doing now, how you started to, coach and train people on a certain topic that you're an expert about. If you have a compelling story, there's nothing that attracts people more than a good story. Across nationalities, across cultures, across continents, stories are the things that attract people the most. All right. So step number 5 is about discovering the needs of your clients. So rather than having like a general program and trying to push people to buy the program, it's important to understand what are the needs of your clients, what are the challenges that they're having, so that you can structure your coaching program to solve those needs. It helps you to position your coaching program in a way as a solution to those problems they're having. And it's no longer like they are going to buy something from you. It's like they are having a solution of the problem that they are facing through your coaching program. All right. So that's the step 6, basically creating a customized coaching program so that you can position what you have as a solution to their problems. So basically that is what Rafa did in order to go from, being a pilot in his job to successfully transitioning into a business coach. So if you just keep repeating this process, especially if you're a beginner, this will help you to, get paying coaching clients and basically grow your coaching business from scratch. So step number 2 is amplify. So basically, one of the things that I also do is training. I'm a certified trainer of neuro-linguistic programming. And just about 3 months ago, I was in Cairo, Egypt at an international conference to do my keynote presentation. So one of the things that I talked about in that presentation was also about the relationship building part, creating belief and all these things. So, as a coach, whatever type of coaching or consulting or training we do, we are in the business of building relationship and building trust with our audience. And it's important to understand this at every level of the coaching business. So what I mean by every level is the first level we're trying to attract. So building trust, right? And once we are talking to a potential client, the kind of conversation we have, how we make them feel, all of these things are important in terms of building the relationship. And here is a second case study I want to share with everybody. So this is my client, Feeyola Dawood. She is from South Africa, but living in Abu Dhabi. And what she did was, when we started to work together almost 2 years ago now, she turned her social media, especially her Facebook and Instagram, into a lead generating machine to get paid clients. And she's also getting invited as a speaker on stages and events in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and a few other countries, and also getting invited to be a podcast guest, on her topic. So the kind of coaching she does, she helps mothers and daughters to have a stronger relationship. So she leveraged that. She created content based on that to generate leads through her Facebook and Instagram. So here is what Feeyola did, the 4 different steps, basically what she did to create valuable content and get clients. So if one of the things that you are serious about is creating content for your social media, then this will be a good framework to understand. So step number 1 is identify what thoughts keep your target clients up at night. So I'd like you to think about some challenge or problem that you have in your life right now, perhaps something that you had in the recent past, right? We all have things that go on and from time to time. So sometimes the most pressing issues, the biggest challenges we have, when we go to sleep at night, we have thoughts about them. They don't let us sleep, right? I guess some of you can relate. So it is the same thing for our clients. So if you are, in doing sales coaching, then the client might have some issues and they're thinking about it when they're going to sleep at night. And there are some thoughts that are not letting them sleep. And those are the thoughts that indicate what are their biggest problems. And it is true for, if you do energy healing or you do life coaching or relationship coaching, it's the same. There are certain thoughts that our target audience have that doesn't let them sleep. So our job as the coach is to identify what those thoughts are that keep them up at night. So step number 2, once we know that, and when we write a post, whether it's a long article or a video that we create, the most important part is the headline. So what we say in the first sentence of our post is very important. So basically the headline is, the job of the headline is only one thing. It's not about selling anything. It's about only one thing. That is, who can guess? What is the job of the headline? Who can let me know in the comments? What is the job of the headline for a post? There's only one thing. Just take a guess. It's okay even if you don't get it right. I know some of you might know. Anyone here? Anybody knows what is the main purpose of the headline? Okay, seems like, all right, no worries. So the job of the headline is only one thing, which is to get attention from your target clients. It's for people to notice you, right? The first thing that you say in your post is what grabs people to read the rest of your post. All right. So that's the main part of the headline. So so step number 3 is about telling a compelling story and sharing your learning. So with every post we make, whether it's an article or a video in whatever language you choose to do it, if you can tell a story or share a story about how you learn about that particular topic, or maybe it's a story of your client, somebody came to you and they had, without taking any names, obviously, it's important to keep it confidential as well. But if you can just share what challenge they had and the story, that connects with people, and that is so powerful, and it allows you to share something valuable. So when you have a good headline that grabs attention and a good story that demonstrates the learning, it's supremely powerful. So step number 4 about creating valuable content is to have a call to action to lead them to the next step. So this is, again, one of the amazing learnings that I've had over the years. One of my mentors said that as a coach, you're also a leader. A leader of who? Your target audience. So whoever you are serving, you are a leader for those people, and you have to lead the way for them. So it's important that we have a call to action, so we lead them to the next step. So the next step could be to book a consultation call with you, or join your training program, or share their number one, like what did they learn from the post, whatever. There are many ways to do call to action, but the main purpose of it is to just lead them to the next step, so that you are leading them to get to that results that they want. Okay, so that is basically the 4 steps for creating valuable content and get clients. Obviously, there are more steps inside each of these steps, but in this workshop, in the 1 hour that we have, there's only so much I can cover. So if you were interested about knowing more, you can book a consultation call with me. I'll be happy to help you in your business with this. All right. So let's go to the final part, which is, step number 4, which is acquire. So far, I've had the opportunity to work with coaches from more than 15 different countries. And one of the things that I wanted to do, especially when I noticed that some of the clients are business coaches, some of them are youth coaches, some of them relationship coaches, some of them health coaches. I wanted to create a framework for all types of coaches to create a very good offer, an attractive offer, and with the right pricing and everything, so that whatever type of coaching you do, you can use this framework to create an attractive offer. So the third case study I'm going to share demonstrate exactly how to do that. So this is Yasmin. She's a Lebanese woman, by the way, people from Lebanon. Here's a fellow Lebanese person, but she lives in Qatar. So without any business or job experience, she's never done a job before, never held any position in any company. She has 4 children, and this was the first time that she was getting into working as a career when she became a coach. So she continues to attract paid coaching clients, both group and one-on-one coaching. So here is what she did. Basically it seems like I'm missing that slide, my bad. So I'll just go through what she basically did. So the first thing that she did was to find out people who have access to a group of clients in her audience. So basically, she is doing youth coaching, helping teenagers, like young college students and school students. So she reached out to schools like principals and teachers so that she has the opportunity to share her message with a group of people who are in her target audience. So if you're doing energy healing, for example, and you are targeting a group of corporate employees, one of the people that you could reach out to is a CEO or the training manager of a company. Like, think about it like this. Instead of trying to find clients one-on-one, think about who are those people who have access to a group of people in your network, a group of people in your target audience, so that you can do a presentation with them, you can do a workshop with them and share your message. So basically like something like what I'm doing right now. So Dr. Amir, gave me the opportunity to talk with all of you, and many of you are meeting for the first time. The strategy is the same. So think about who can you reach out to who have access to a group of people in that network. Now, the second part of this is find out how you can create a win-win arrangement, right? So you can basically tell them, this is what you have in your program, in your coaching or your training program, and tell them, okay, so if your clients, would like to join my program, basically you share a profit percentage with that person so that he or she is also winning by working with you, and you will win as well. So that's the second step. Now, the third step is as you do the coaching or the training with this group of people, you ask for feedback, basically, what they liked about it. And you also ask what are the topics that they would like to learn about, okay? This will allow you to create the right content that is guaranteed to get you clients more, because it's basically like doing a research about your target audience by asking this question. So the last step is using that new information, the new information that you gathered into your next workshop or your next presentation. So this is actually the perfect way to consistently make your offer better. And one thing I want to talk about is creating the right pricing. So earlier, one of the things I talked about was creating a roadmap, creating a framework for your clients to go from A to B, right? So for example, let's just say that there are 5 steps that you need to go through for your clients to get from A to B. So the easiest way for you to think about it is in the first 1 or 2 steps, make it, the pricing, it could be a bit less. So talking about the international standard, usually what is considered as a low ticket entry is anywhere between $7 to $37. So depending on your country and how the economy is, you can adjust that initial pricing. And this is especially true if you have like recorded videos and coaching programs and all that. So as people go through the higher steps, you basically increase the pricing. And it also means that you will be spending more time with them and like creating more value for them. So it's basically like this. The more time that you're spending with them, the more value you're providing for that client, and automatically the more you're charging them. So that is a proven model for your pricing, and it works regardless of whatever type of coaching you're doing. All right. So that is basically it. I'm going to summarize what we talked about and then have some question and answer. So the 3 proven steps to build a successful coaching business. Step number 1 is attract, which is about identifying who your ideal clients are and the strategies to attract them to come to you. Step 2 is about amplify, which is basically building trust, building a relationship with this group of people so that, they get to trust you and like you, and they'll come back to you even more. Step number 3 is about acquire, which is basically, creating an attractive offer, consistently making your offer better so that you have the right pricing, and the more people that you serve, the more money also you're making as a coach, which allows you to make a good living as a coach, at the same time helping more people. All right. So that is the end of the main content. Now I would like to, open the floor for questions. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to, let us know in the comments, and we'll answer the questions for you. So who has the first question? Hey, Amir, I see you there. How are you? Anybody has any questions? Dr. Hiam, or Samira, or Naji, Rania. Hi, Rania. Hi, Melissa. Anybody has any questions, you can either type it in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and ask a question. I'm here for a few more minutes. Amir, are you there? Okay, so does anybody have any questions? Okay, good. So we have a few more minutes left, basically, in the workshop. Yes, thank you, Naji. Thank you, Rania. It's a pleasure to be to have you as well in the workshop. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or put them in the chat box. Yeah, my question is about the same tools for coaching with the group. Is it the same tools? So just to clarify, Rania, would it be possible for you to, maybe switch on your video? And because I have some questions about your question, I would like to clarify. I already have my business coaching and consulting. So when you say, is it the same tools for coaching with the group? Yes, the strategies for getting more clients and growing a coaching business, many of these strategies are exactly the same for group coaching. It's just that when it comes to the implementation part, a few things are different. But I would say about 90%, all of these things are exactly the same for group coaching. Basically, like the strategies that I shared, it's not just for a coaching business. People who have experience in business will know that these 3 things are important in any type of business. But the information that I shared, I just spoke about it from the angle of, building a coaching business. Did that answer your question? Okay, so if anybody
Hi, Mr. Aki.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Pleasure to be with you. I'm Rania Shhadi from Lebanon.
Okay.
Actually, I was listening for every step you said, I do it in my office. It is about coaching and at the same time consulting, and I'm making it a training center. So coaching, actually my target the students, school students, university students, mostly same problems, same tools I'm doing with them. But now I'm looking to make like more like group sessions. In training, I find it's like all are active or understanding, improving their personality. Is it same as I'm making the training? Will be the coaching? It will be easier, or no? I would do the steps of the same coaching. I will repeat my question. I do training for groups. Okay. Is it the same way I am doing the training for the group? I can make like same way in the coaching. Like I bring the same people with the same problems. We can talk, we can make activities, we can make assessments like this. So here was my target. Is it the same or no?
So if I understand your question correctly, you're saying that at the moment you're doing training for a group of people, and you're asking, is the tools that you use with training is the same for coaching? Is that correct?
Yeah, with the groups. Yeah, with a group.
So when you say tools, are you talking about the tools that you're using in the training or to get clients for the training?
The coaching. In the coaching.
In the coaching.
In the coaching one-to-one individual.
Yeah. So this is based on my experience and example. When you're doing coaching, right, with one-on-one, it's very personal. So many times it can happen that, you know, like the real challenges your clients have, the real issues, you know, something happened in their past, their limiting belief and negative thinking, all these things can come up. So some of the tools that you're using for training can help for coaching. But based on my experience, I would say you will only know it when you actually do it with them, do it with a few people. But most importantly, especially if you're dealing with some emotional things that your clients have gone through in the past, that is a thing that needs to be resolved before you teach them anything new, and, you know, before you teach them like some new topics or strategies. So I would say some of the techniques that you can use in the training can be used for one-on-one coaching, but you will only really know it when you actually do the one-on-one, because I mean, I'm not sure who your clients are, what type of coaching you do. So depending on that, you have to do it a few times to know which are the tech tools you can use for training and which are the tools that you might have to add so that you can help them.
As I get understand from you, is that maybe they have the same problem or same case, it will be easier to make a group, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, correct. If they have a very similar type of challenges, and if they are aligned with the results that they want, absolutely, you can do that with the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else has any questions? Okay. All right. So it seems like there's no more questions. So can everybody just switch on your camera just for 1 second? I just want to take a picture and share it with Amir. Amir will, you know, Amir will promote. Yeah, hi, Amir. Good. So if you can turn on your camera for just a second, please, I would just take a quick photo of everybody. All right, good. So let's, when I say 3, 2, 1, just go like this. All right. So let's just try it. 3, 2, 1, go like this. All right, great. So thank you, everybody. Amir, you have anything else to add? Any last words to add?
No, thank you. I will answer the Rania questions, but in private message. Okay.
Okay. All right. Good. So thank you everybody for joining us. I hope to connect with you sometime very soon. And wherever you are, I wish you a good evening or good afternoon or good morning wherever you are. All right. So see you in the next workshop. Take care, everybody.
And thank you for you, Aki.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Good evening. Commander Scotch Armor. Good evening.
Good evening, Ayam. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.